again. So I'm making this video. I decided to film most of my videos because I find out that I don't have like a lot of time, and today for some reason I pushed myself and I started filming, so I decided to film everything. Baby finally went to sleep. Hopefully he stays a little bit, like he does the nap of the day, because he did not nap today. Like you guys, I don't know how I'm gonna put the videos, which videos are gonna go up first, but in some of the videos you hear him. And right now I decided to film this video. Like I said in the other video, he's sleeping, so I'm gonna do my postpartum video. I'm gonna be talking about my postpartum, my experience, and everything that comes with. A lot of people don't talk about it. Some people do talk about it, but a lot of people get judged. They get judged. Sorry, they get judged, but it's something that we have to. Some people go through, and you have to understand that it's not easy to get judged. So my postpartum wasn't easy. I came home after giving birth. I came home 3 days after, because here in France they like to keep you until baby starts gaining weight. And since I decided to breastfeed him, obviously I did not get my milk right there and then, so of course he lost weight. And at the end they did let us come out, because I had an appointment the next day with the doctor, and I also had the pediatrician appointment like 2 weeks after. So I told them. They were surprised that I was organized, but I don't know, before I did that I researched, and I wanted to come home as early as I could, because I wanted to be home. I wanted to be with my husband, to be with my mom. My mom came from the United States, like you guys know, to be with me for 2 months. So that was a lot of help, my mom being here. So yeah, so we come home 3 days after he was born. He was born in summer, and like you guys know, maybe you guys don't know, but so there's no AC here at home. There's no AC. They don't build up the houses with AC. They're not used to AC. So obviously in the hospital they had the AC. They didn't have it on. It was your choice. I was lucky to have a room for myself. So I did decided to turn on the AC. Obviously at night it wasn't. Obviously I did not put it super cold. I put it at the temperature that it should be for my son, and that was that. So we come home, and 2 days after I start feeling feverish. I started like shaking, having goosebumps. I wasn't feeling okay. I felt hot. I felt cold, and I didn't know if I should say this to my husband or my mom. I don't know why, because they're there for me and they help me, but I didn't know. I didn't know if it was normal or not to feel that. I was breastfeeding at the same time. He was latching good, but I was getting hurt. Breastfeeding, and for me, wasn't a good experience. It was hurtful. It was not hurtful. So I changed the lighting, and the sun is going down. I had to get up and turn the lights on, and also it wasn't the word I was looking for. Breastfeeding for me, it wasn't, like you guys know, it wasn't like I just said, it wasn't a good experience. Every time I breastfed him, it was hurting all the time. So I did have like a doctor that has like, she's a doctor, but she's not how do I say this? Sorry, it's my dog. Yes, like a midwife. She would come, weigh the baby, and check my scar. Because if you guys know all the birth story, if you've seen the birth story, you know everything that happened when I gave birth. Everything that happened at the hospital. You guys know everything. So she had to come and check my scar and everything. And when she came, she told me that my scar wasn't looking that good. So I said, okay, what do I need to do? She said, well, we need to wait. She prescribed iodine and some stuff to like clean myself with. And I said, okay. She left. I believe it was on a Thursday. And then I did not tell her about the feelings that I was getting, the feverish, I'm saying feverish because I was feeling hot and cold and getting goosebumps, but I never decided to take my temperature, and I should have done that sooner, but I just didn't know what to expect. I don't know if I was feeling like this because of breastfeeding. Maybe it's idiotic what I'm saying, but that's exactly what went through my mind at that time. And then I remember it was on a Sunday, I believe. No, on a Saturday. It was on the weekend. I told my husband I'm not feeling good. I was shaking. It was summertime, and I had a cover, like I was covered with my son's blanket, and I was covered and I was shaking. I wasn't feeling okay. And I got up and I said, okay, I need to take a shower. Maybe that'll feel better. Give me the thermometer. My mom got me a thermometer. I had fever. I was at 39.9, almost 40. One ear was 40, the other one was 39. And I'm talking in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. I believe in Fahrenheit it's on the 90s. So, yeah, I was feverish. It was really high fever. And I called the doctor, the midwife, and she said, go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. I already was feeling bad because I didn't want my baby to be in that environment. He was newborn. I didn't want him to be in the emergency room because of all the viruses, everything. And I was stressing out really bad. So I told, my mom came with us. My mom was with him. I came down, there was no parking, and I know my husband left us there. I was carrying my baby, and I had to call because you have to call before you go in. And I told them I just gave birth like 5 days ago, and now I'm feverish and I'm not feeling good and I'm hurting. I remember the woman said on the phone, we're busy. We can take care of you. I said, what? I'm sorry, I remember everything, and I remember how mad and upset I got. I started crying. The lady came back out. The lady came out and looked at me and said, we can't take care of you. We have other people. We have a cesarean going. We have a C-section, We have a C-section going. We cannot take care of you, or you'll be waiting here until I don't know when. And I said, but I give birth here. I need you to take care of me. I don't know what's wrong with me, and it has to be from here, or fix it. It's an emergency room. I still, till this day, it makes me aggravated, the fact that it's an emergency room and they're kicking you out. In what universe? I'm sorry I'm using this like Sheldon in the Big Bang Theory, but in what universe do they tell you in the emergency room to get out and that you're not gonna get treatment? Who does that? I was crying in front of her and telling her I'm with my newborn here and I'm in pain, and she did not care. I'm not gonna say bad words in this video, I promise, but I wanted to like say all the bad words in the world and yell at her, maybe hit her or something, but I was so frustrated that all I could do was cry. My mom did not understand anything because she doesn't speak French, so I said okay, and then I told my mom we have to leave, and my mom is like, what happened? She thought that they sent me somewhere else, but when I told her that they're kicking me out, she got pissed off. But there's nothing we could have done. There's nothing we could have done. So I called the midwife again. She did not understand why they did that. She called them, but I don't know what happened with them. But she told me to go to like this private doctor house. Not his house. It's like how do you say that? It's like emergency doctors, but not in the emergency room. They're there on the weekends and stuff if it's not really an emergency. Like let's say you have a stomach virus and you need like prescription to stop throwing up and stuff. They're there on the weekend. So she told me go there. There's one next to you, so near you. So I said okay, and when we get there, I'm getting feverish and stuff, and there's like 10 people in front of me. So my husband was waiting inside and I was waiting outside in the car with my mom. My newborn, my boobs were hurting really, really bad. I felt them, they were super hard. I guess the milk, since I breastfed baby before we went to the hospital, but in between I did not breast. He was sleeping, and he's fabulous because while I was like in this pain and in this feeling the way I was feeling, he was the best baby in the world. He wasn't crying, he was just sleeping, and I was like hoping that he will be like that while the doctor will take care of me, because if he would have gotten up and I was with the doctor, I would have known. And at that time I did not take out my milk and everything, so I was like worried about so much stuff, and I did not breastfeed him, so I was full of milk and I was feverish. So I guess the fever dries the milk, but when it dries, your boobs get super hard, and it was very, very hurtful. It was hurting really, really bad. I'm sorry. And the doctor did take care of me, like, I'm gonna say 2 hours later. I don't even remember. I know for me it was super long. I wasn't feeling okay. It was the first time we were out of the house, and it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't a good day. I was feeling like I was feeling bad. I almost said a bad word. I'm sorry. I was feeling really bad. So yeah, I was waiting there. He took a look and he said, what happened? Like, why are you out of the hospital? With everything that happened, you should have stayed in the hospital a week. And yeah, okay, well, they did not keep me for a week. Also, I wanted to come home, but I also think that if they knew something was bad with me, they should have kept me even if I wanted to come home. They should have said, no, we need to take care of you, or see if your scar gets better or something. They didn't. They let me go out, and when I came back, they kicked me out. So it's their fault. It's their fault. Here they don't give you everything that they give you in the United States. I know they give you a spray and stuff to clean. They don't give you any of that. They believe you just shower and that should do it. I mean, maybe it does help and it does work for most of the people, but for some reason it did not work for me. And I had a really bad scar that was getting infected because the way they did the points, the way they did the saw or whatever, they did it wrong, and there was, like, let's say it's like this, and the skin here is coming out, so this shouldn't be coming out. This should be like under something. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, so I don't even know how to explain this. So yeah, he gave me antibiotics. I asked them to give me antibiotics that I could breastfeed my baby. And he said, okay, so you could do this, breastfeed him and take the antibiotics. After you've breastfed him like that, next time is gone through your blood, and he won't get them directly. So I said, okay. So this continued for 3 months. After this, I continued my antibiotics. The midwife would come and check on me, and my scar would not get better. So I had to go back to the hospital because also my fever will not get better and I will have fever all the time. So maybe they said, it's the antibiotics, you need stronger antibiotics. At the beginning I didn't want to get stronger antibiotics because I was breastfeeding and I did not want it to stop breastfeeding. Even though it wasn't perfect, even though it hurt, even though I wanted to breastfeed my baby. And at the end they told me, you have to pump and throw the milk. And that was bad for me. I cried. I said, this is my baby's food and everything. It was really, really hard for me to say, okay, I'm gonna pump and throw the milk. I'm gonna take the antibiotics, get better, and continue pumping like that. I can breastfeed. These stronger antibiotics did not help. So I had to go back to the hospital, get another test, get an MRI. They did like a bunch of tests. Meanwhile, this is why I'm telling you my mom was a big, big help, because she would be at home with my baby. And we stayed with my husband for a whole day in the hospital. And I'll be calling my mom. He was an angel. And I'm very, very thankful that my mom was here, because I don't know how I would have, I don't know how I would have done that if I was alone. I wouldn't want my newborn to be in the hospital and be waiting, and it's just horrible. So I'm very thankful that my mom was here to like help me with that. I was already feeling bad with myself because I wasn't breastfeeding him, and I was feeling bad because I was sick. So yeah, they did all these tests, and at the same time they told me, okay, you're gonna get these antibiotics, even though the results, we don't have them, but you can go home with these antibiotics, and with these antibiotics you can breastfeed. Perfect. I came home happy. I told my mom, okay, this is what they're giving me, I can breastfeed, etc. I was super happy. I decided to go online and check. There's a website here where you check all the medication they give you, and it tells you if you can breastfeed with that. And that was in the morning that I did that. Obviously it said that if I breastfed my baby, he could bleed from his stomach. I got super mad and I called the hospital. I called the hospital and I told them, and I said that I went on this website, and they said, oh my god, we're so sorry, I don't know why she prescribed this to you, you can come back and we make another prescription. My husband went and got the other prescription, but I couldn't breastfeed with any antibiotics, with any medication, so I had to stop it. I couldn't keep on throwing up because this continued for like, just, I don't want to make it too long. This whole thing continued for 3 months, 4 months. I had to stop breastfeeding. I stopped pumping because I also got an infection in my breast. I got clogged ducts. I got like everything I could have gotten. So I had to stop breastfeeding. It was hurting me more than it was helping me, and my baby wasn't getting my milk. So there was no point. At that point, I was tired. I was still sick. I was with infection. I had infection over infection, and not only on my breast but also on the scar. And I had to take antibiotics. This is the day. My son is 10 months old. He's gonna be 11 months old in 4 days. And no, what's today? Sorry. In 7 days. And still I'm going, they don't know what's wrong. They don't know what's wrong. They did another exam and they gave me another antibiotic, completely different one, to see. So I have an appointment next month to take another test and see if the virus is gone. Because I changed my doctor. I went to a different midwife, and she's the one that decided to make a different test, because they do the testing and they decide which test to make. She said, I think this is what you have. I'm gonna test you on this and we'll see if it's positive or not. They did test me, and a month after I was positive. And she said, okay, so don't worry, but this you get from unclean material. So at the hospital, whatever material they used wasn't well cleaned. And the bacteria that I have is coming from that. My hypothesis is that they knew it, because still to this day, when I was back in the hospital a month after my son was born, the results that we were waiting for, that I came home and they were gonna send it, I never got them. So my hypothesis is either they knew or they didn't do the right testing. Either they knew and they did not tell me because they knew it's their fault. So to this date, they decided to cover their behind, not say anything, and I don't know, maybe she'll take care of it, or she finds somebody that may tell her. I don't know what they were thinking. Hopefully, and I'm hoping for this, that this treatment was for 21 days and I'm done with it. So hopefully this is done, and next month we do the test and everything will be negative. This is the first time I want a negative result in something. So it's been hard. This is where I say that my postpartum was hard. So I was dealing with all of this stuff, but also I was dealing with being without family. So my mom left 2 months after, and we took her to the airport. We said bye. I cried. She cried. Obviously, it was hard. we stayed in Marseille because she came she left from that airport, and we stayed in Marseille. My husband said, okay, let's go shopping, and like that you can take your mind off. And it was good, yeah, it did take my mind off. But when we came home and I saw the room she was staying, I say her room, the room she was staying in, I cried. Like, baby was sleeping, I put him down on the bed and I just went to the room and couldn't stop crying. And I don't know where my husband was. I think he was taking out the dog or something, and I told him, we need to get out of the house. I don't want to be here. I cannot be here. We waited for baby to get up. We called our friends and we went to their house. So we stayed, I don't know, like till really late at their house. Then we came back and I was tired, so we slept. And little by little it started getting better. I called my dad, I called my mom, I said, I cannot do this. I cannot be here. I cannot be without you guys. I cannot. And still now, you see me, it's hard. Because I never, like, my dream was coming to France and live here. I'm sorry. But now that I have a son, I want him to be with family, and I want to be with family, and it's hard because even though we have my husband's family, his grandma, still it's not my family, and I need that. So I'm still dealing with postpartum baby blues, postpartum depression, anxiety. I guess, I don't know, there are days that I'm perfectly fine. I talk to my parents every day, but sometimes it's super hard, and this is why I guess I stopped doing the video. I stopped forcing myself to do the videos. I know I don't have 1,000 followers, 1,000 subscribers. I don't, but it's kind of the thing that I like doing. That I like doing I love being with my son. It's a dream come true to be able to stay home with my son. It's everything. But I also like doing the videos, even though I only have like 5 videos. I like doing that. I like it. And it's kind of good, and it feels liberating. Even though I don't know who I'm talking to, it's kind of good. It's good for me. And I realized that today. I said, okay, let's film. Let's see what happens. I went out and bought stuff to feel better, to start taking care of myself, because I stopped taking care of myself. And that's why I decided baby is napping, and I decided to do the postpartum postpartum depression. It's hard. I mean, being a mom is awesome. You can never love somebody the way you love your baby. It's impossible. And I think you're way more emotional than before, and I'm an emotional person, and this is just like a roller coaster. It's like ups and down and ups and down, and everything that happened is like I'm dealing with it, and I said I didn't want it to take any medication because I don't want to depend on something. And my son is like, he's the reason I wake up. He's the reason I'm happy. He's the reason I do everything. And that's why I need to be better. I need to like start doing stuff, start taking care of me, for him to have a healthy, happy mom, because he needs that. I cannot just put all the happiness on him, like that's heavy on him. I don't know how to say this. Like, he's the only, how do I say this? I don't want to put that on him. Like, I depend on him. I don't want that. I want him to have a happy mom, because I'm good with myself and I'm happy. That's what I want for him. He's gonna make me happy no matter what. He's my happiness, my everything. But I don't want to depend. If he's sleeping, then I'll just be laying down and not doing anything because I'm tired. I need to push myself. For me, for him, I need to push myself into like getting dressed, getting ready, going out with him, because that was also something that I was so afraid of doing. Going out with him, I would get anxiety, I would get anxious, and oh my god, the stroller and this and the weather, it's not good, and how do I dress him? And that would have been like so stressful that at the end I would say, okay, we'll stay home, Mom. I don't want to do anything. I want to just stay home and be with him. I mean, yeah, some days it's good to do that, but if I do have to go out and buy stuff that's missing in the house, I want to be able to do it. I want to go and do it. I don't want to just wait for my husband to do it. I need to do it myself. I mean, before I would be so independent that now it's like asking my husband, can you get this? Can you do this? Please, I don't want to go out. And stuff like that. I don't think it's healthy either for the baby. He needs to go out to see more than just being at home. And this is why I decided to do a video now, because even though I cry by talking about it, because I do miss my family, I feel strong enough to tell you guys what I've been through, and to tell you that it's normal, that maybe it's not normal, maybe not all people go through it, but whoever is going through something, you guys are not alone. And you need to know that. You need to know that you're not alone. There's people that go through it. You're not weird. You're not bad. It's not just because it's you. It happens. It happens. People do get to feel bad after giving birth. People do get to feel sad after giving birth. It's normal. It's normal. And that's why they call it postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety. There's a lot of things going on after you give birth. Your whole world changes. Your hormones change. Your body change. Your life change. Your sleeping change. Like your schedule changed. Everything changed. So it's normal for you to feel overwhelmed sometimes. It's normal for you to feel tired. Just tired and not wanting to do anything. Not wanting to even get up and shower, and you just want to lay in bed. It's normal. That happens. Some people do feel that way, and you're not alone. And I wanted to say this, and this video is super long. I don't even know if I'm gonna post everything. But okay, I just wanted you guys to see here that it's natural to feel sad and bad after giving birth. It's natural. There's too much going on. So thank you for watching. I'm sorry I cried. Sorry this is super long. I ramble a lot. I say a lot of stuff. So I'm sorry. But hopefully next time I have something happy to tell you. I don't know. Have a great day, and thumbs up, subscribe.